What's going on, guys? It's Chris back with Palmer Aquatics. Today I want to do a guide on the Keyhole Cichlid. How to take proper care of this fish. We're talking tank mates, tank size, growth patterns, foods, just everything having to deal with the Keyhole Cichlid. For starters, with the Keyhole Cichlid, I think the biggest obstacle is what type of tank and scenario / setup to put it in, because the Keyhole Cichlid, it's a smaller, more docile South American cichlid, so when you compare it to a lot of its cousins, you know, they're a lot meaner, and it's kind of a weird cichlid to try to fit into a tank. This setup here you're looking at is a 75-gallon tank, and you know, I dabbled and experimented keeping the Keyhole Cichlid with tons of other fish. You can see silver dollarfish, tetras, jewel cichlids. I've kept them with other South Americans. You can see a ruby jewel in there. So what I'm getting at is I've experimented with keeping these things with all different types of fish. I feel the best setup for the Keyhole Cichlid is a pretty particular type of scenario. You know, we want docile fish like silver dollarfish, skirt tetras, fish that sort of keep to themselves, and I think that is the biggest factor when keeping Keyhole cichlids. Alright, so let's get some of the pure basics out of the way. The Keyhole Cichlid is a South American cichlid. It grows to between like 3, 4, maybe 5 inches, most of the time on that 3 to 4 inch mark. So we need heated water. It's from South America. And we need still moving water. Think of the same scenarios as Severum cichlids or Oscar fish, or, you know, like that same scenario, Angelfish. Angelfish are actually a really good tank mate to keep them with. Whenever the Keyhole Cichlid comes to mind for me, I always sort of categorize these guys with dwarf cichlids. You know, they're a lot like ram cichlids. They're super laid back, they can be in planted aquariums, and they're very docile and kind of keep to themselves. Honestly, the best type of cichlid you could ask for. You know, like some of the other African cichlids, they're always trying to kill each other. Some of the larger South American cichlids, they're just constantly growing huge and also trying to kill each other and breed. I don't know about you guys, but I would much rather keep a smaller, more docile fish that I can especially keep in a planted tank. Don't get me wrong, I really love predator monster fish, but I'm kind of growing out of them, to be completely honest, and I would much rather keep a smaller fish of this nature. Alright, so let's recap this and start from the beginning as if we wanted the most ideal aquarium setup. First of all, this is a smaller cichlid, so we're going to want like probably a 20-gallon long at bare minimum. I would advise going a 30-gallon or 40-gallon, but maybe a 20 long. You might be able to get away with them in a 20 tall, but let's just set that standard at a 20-gallon tank. These guys want heated water, so get yourself a heater, figure on 5 watts per every 1 gallon of water. Get yourself some filtration. They do not like too much current, so do not overdo it with a hang in the back filter. I would honestly go with a high flow sponge filter. I use them in all my tanks and live by them. As far as gravel or sand, which is better, I think it doesn't matter with these guys because you can even put them in planted aquariums, so that does not matter. And when it comes to lighting and decor, remember, these guys are South American fish, so get yourself some real driftwood that adds tannins to the water. That's what leaches out of the wood into the water, makes it dark. They love this. And also, let's go with a medium lighting because South American waters are super dark and they like the tannin waters, so don't overdo it with the lighting. For the most part though, guys, I would consider this to be a super easy fish to keep. 90% of the work is going to be in the tank setup and making sure you have the right environment / tank mates to be kept with these fish. You almost have to make sure that the tank mates they're kept with aren't trying to kill them, because that's the most common thing that happens. I will say, these are fascinating little fish. I've kept the Keyhole Cichlid on multiple different occasions, and I loved it. But like I said, the only issue I had was really the tank mate. So it's almost like sometimes you want to set the tank up around a specific fish like this, because these smaller cichlids are just sort of tough to house. So guys, without further ado, let me know in the comment section if this video helped you on taking care of Keyhole cichlids. Let me know in the comments, like, are you researching this fish because you're about to set up a tank for one? Are you thinking of getting one and adding it with the tank you already have? Are you gonna breed them? Like, I want to hear from you in the comments below.